Honestly,
You
like I don't know why Project Eris keeps putting me on broadcasts. No idea why.
just it's clearly just for the froggy hat. You got to keep that decent amount of just seriousness along with memes. But what you got to do is you got to be all business though. You got to wear the silly hat and then yet just be all business, make no jokes. Don't even laugh on stream. Not at all. None of that. You just got to like deadpan it. It's
Speaking
like
of all business, it's time for bans here, JT. We got Thatcher as our first ban. We're playing on Oregon, and Thatcher, a very common ban. Ayana coming
Anna.
out for Sinister. Wow,
That's
interesting. Okay.
okay. Uh that is very interesting to be seeing because Ayana is typically one of those we're going to take her no matter what operators. But I would be expecting normally some sort of hard breacher, typically Hibana if it's a hard breacher. But much more often than not, I have been seeing a Flores getting banned because of the
Mm.
utility destruction. I'm assuming that's everything that anyone who watches Project Eris has heard before. But seeing an Ayana go out, I'm calling that as a target ban, just slightly. I'm kind of thinking. Like that just seems like max BM to me.
Mira and
Is
Valkyrie are your final two bans, and they take away a lot of the information game. That's something that Ayana provides as well. Thatcher is the only ban that isn't really information based. But yeah, JT, excited to get into this one with you. What do you expect to see here from Oregon? Wichita Wolves on defense up first. Excuse me.
well, it completely depends on which map we start on first, and we are starting on kids' dorms. So I'm mostly expecting pretty generic game, judging by the lineup that we have for defense. It's nothing out of the ordinary. I'm kind of
Right.
expecting much more of a focus on hunkering down and locking everything through. The only thing that Wichita Wolves needs to worry about is the Flores in the hands of E-Girl. They really need to focus on preventing any of her sort of utility denials, any sort of that kind of deal. I'd also like to ask because I don't even know: can Mozzie take over Flores drones? Is that
So
something
the
Mozzie
the
can do?
situation that happens is that like once the pest eats away at the Flores drone, it essentially doesn't do anything. Like it destroys it basically.
Okay, so it just renders it useless. I thought what would happen would be it would just take control, and now you have the Flores drone with the explosives to your own disposal, which honestly I think would be a lot funnier. But however, it would skyrocket Mozzie's use or just absolutely put Flores into maximum ban mode because it is very handy, but with the ability to get banned by the Mozzie or just kind of stuffed by the Mozzie, it would just prevent his own use.
Yeah, exactly. The Cass bringing that Roni as well on the Mozzie, like she is that sort of roamer, fragger type of operator, or that type of player. Excuse me. Um, so I'm expecting her to kind of pop off with that Roni. She's going to be duo roaming with Ali, who probably is using the MX4. If she is not, I'd be 100% surprised. But I'm expecting those two to kind of go on the aggressive with the rest of Wichita Wolves kind of playing on the back end, especially Bagel, who is notable for hitting shotguns. Meanwhile, for Sinister, I mean, you have E-Girl playing on that Flores because the Thatcher is banned out. And then you got Brittany playing on that Thermite. She's going to be crucial to get this attic wall open, and it's going to be an attic-sided take. The question is that I have from Sinister is the lack of flexibility as far as hard reaching goes, because there goes one of them. Yes, they do open the attic wall, but how easy will it be to open the bedroom wall is my question.
I don't know if they'll even really need to open the bedroom wall as of right now. One of the biggest points you can make in Oregon, I have found, is pushing into attic. The bedroom
Right.
wall is great to have, sure, but it's not mandatory for the push. You can make it work out, especially with the rotate hole that's already there. They could try to utilize that if they position themselves in slightly better positioning, such as having someone all the way over on white stairs, kind of getting that crossfire going and covering anyone who's trying to go through that rotate hole, at least covering them into bunks. Bree will be the first one to get a kill onto Queen, a pretty solid pick. That is the Nomad down. Any air jabs are now rendered useless, or any ones that aren't already down. But that would assume any flanks coming in from Big Tower. Our roamers, both Cass and Ali, are safe for the time being.
I hate to burst your bubble there, but actually it is the Nomad that is now going down. It was a sledge from earlier.
And then
It
the
was a
Nomad
sledge
was
from earlier. It's
the
all
sledge
good,
was spectating the Nomad.
It is all
You know
good,
what?
my friend. Bro, get it together.
No.
E-Girl trying to pull things back together for Sinister, catching that kill onto Lock Tiger. That's your Jaeger falling, so not the most impactful kill, but still the rest of Sinister Red are in shambles right now. Brittany and Eagle both on limited HP. Joshiru has been isolated as well, so it's going to take a coordinated pick or just a free kill like that onto Bagel to get things going here for Sinister.
That is evening it out to a 3-3. HP is also practically a mirror match. Everyone's either at max, nut, or no HP. However, Allie can make a lot more use out of her 3 speed. Allie will find a kill onto Brittany right as I say that. Yoshi is also going to take a little bit of damage, allegedly from Allie as well. So we might be seeing quite a bit of gunfights going out as we're hitting our 35-second mark. Quickly, we need to try to figure out what is going to end up happening for Sinister if they want to try to get some sort of push going. E-Girl could try to utilize some more of her drones. Yoshi will go down by the hands of Allie, and E-Girl will find it. A refrag immediately onto Allie. 20 seconds left on the clock, and Cass will find the final kill, winning the first round for Wichita Wolves.
I was kind of wondering where Cass was the entire round, to be completely honest with you. It turns out she was inside of the bedroom just waiting to kind of pounce on over, and that's exactly what she did onto the top of White. Great defense there by Wichita. It was basically like peeling an onion, and Cass was that sort of final layer. Meanwhile, for Sinister, they were able to get both of the walls open, and yes, they were able to open things up. They found a couple of frags of their own, but great effort by Allie and Cass, as well as Bree finding that initial kill onto the attic. They really just put themselves in a position to win out, right? Sinister were very desynchronized in terms of their attack. They were very isolated, and that allowed Wichita Wolves to just peek, take some one-on-ones, and go on about their day.
We could also argue they quickly forced Sinister into a concubine effect by making it a whole bunch of one-on-ones. That's what I refer to it as. That's the good old-fashioned layman's terms, at least. So we are going to be seeing another very standard defense going up for basement. Nothing out of the ordinary. You're seeing someone defend elbow over construction. You're going to be having Cass running around trying to get all sorts of drone denial out. And in general, nothing different. Or at least nothing different to me. The only thing that I do think is kind of different is how forward that ADS is in positioning into construction. Typically, you see it all the way back in elbow to defend much more of the position on the deployable shield, because that's where you're worried about doing it, because it's just a sightline thing, and then you can quickly retreat onto main site, reinforce it back up, and then just give it up when you need to. Putting the ADS that forward puts it at a much larger risk of getting destroyed by someone who's just kind of wide holding the main doorway of construction, therefore limiting its use slightly. They might be really worried about a shift W type strategy coming straight into basement as if they had a blitz, but they do not, so I doubt that is going to happen. But I would say that it's not really going to hinder them so badly that it would cause them a lost round.
Yeah, and Bree, unfortunately, well, proving your case in point there, right? The Flores clearing that utility for free. That ADS in that forward position has been lost, and now she has to deal with the other Rotero drones. It's going to be interesting to see what does E-Girl do. She's lost 2 of those Roteros. Not much has came out as a result of that. Queen's taking a lot of damage as well. An aggressive position being taken up by Lock Tiger. And now all of a Sinister kind of have to play on their back foot, right? With a minute off the round, they're not necessarily in the direst of straits, and Sinister finding these hatch openings as well. So they are getting the openings, which is not currently leading in the damage department. Yoshiru has to push down these main stairs, put a little bit of pressure onto Lock Tiger to make the rest of the take work for Sinister, right? They haven't really put any attention towards elbow. They're looking like they want to push in through the freezer and the laundry stairs. And with this pressure is going to be crucial, right? Yoshiru not finding the headshots. I thought she had the kills, but no. Wichita still able to sit inside of these extended positions, right? Just hold on and watch your angles for each other. Play as a team. They should be able to defend the wins, especially with Queen falling.
There seems to be a great lack of just consistency with what they want. I do berate some teams on not realizing when a push doesn't work out and then not switching to a different site, but they seem to be switching really quickly. They quickly move from freezer all the way down to main stairs. 2 players are down. Yoshiru is down but not out. Brittany is dead. Allie and Bagel are dead and down but not out, respectively, in that order. And they are just consistently flip-flopping. They are going from freezer to main stairs, from main stairs to freezer on a really rapid basis, rather than just trying to push in as a little bit of a split push. You have 2 or 3, you have 2 going in on freezer and then 1 going in on main stairs to get a little bit of that flank coverage. We are going to be seeing Lock Tiger go down as well, and it's even out to a 3-3. Yet again, another mirror match when it comes to the HP on both teams. They're hitting the last 30 seconds. Sinister still has a decent amount of time to get something to work out, but not much time to make mistakes and be wishy-washy about it. They really do need to figure out what they want to do and then commit to it, because it's better to try to commit to their plan at the moment than trying to figure out something else right here, right now. Yoshiru is pushing up really aggressively, and Lady is going to get the plant down. We're not going to see Bree hit the shot onto Yoshiru. Cass does find the refrag right away. Cass is going to be trying to hold off any sort of people trying to rotate all the way back into main stairs. Lady Brew finds a double kill both onto Cass and onto Bagel to solidify the round for Sinister.
Cash is not aiming in the right spot, right? You would never expect anyone prone, but yes, I have a feeling it was kind of down to Wichita not finding that kill inside of the rotation. And yes, that is one singular play, and I know that Sinister were doing a really good job at taking a bunch of map control, but if Bree is able to find that shotgun through the rotation wall, that would have alleviated so much pressure for Wichita, because she can turn around, get that kill onto the planner, and then Sinister, they don't really have much coverage outside of that, right? But because you allowed Sinister to push into the laundry, tuck themselves into a corner where it is really unsafe for Cass to swing out, the Wichita just, they were kind of at the back foot instead of that defense, right? You saw Bree rotate really late as well. So overall, Sinister were telegraphing that take very much so, right? They were pushing it down the freezer, and they never did some sort of flip. They never showed any pressure to another side to get Wichita was thinking. It's just that I think the Wolves were a little late to react, and that's why the what's going on.
I am thinking that that forward ADS could be used as kind of a fake out for the Flores, because I didn't really consider the Flores being in play, because again, usually banned. But having that Flores in play puts a lot more pressure onto that hold. It's to be one drone to take down the entire hold, and that's it. That's done. But you now need to worry about the ADS, or the ADS could be used as kind of a fake out of some sort. Rainbow Six Siege is a huge mind game for anyone involved. Let's be completely honest. It's like chess with firearms sometimes. So, depending on
really
why they
deadly game of chess. Game.
This is not Squid Game, actually. That's a really funny and relevant reference that you just made there, though.
You're welcome, buddy.
Thank you. But I will say, Flores just... Whoa! Oh no, Queen was pushing in. Okay. We both had the same reaction. Cass is dead. Still the deadliest game of chess. It's still Squid Game. Don't you worry about it.
Cass falling that early, though, that is a huge loss for Wichita. She is one of the top fraggers on that team, and yes, we know the potential that she has, and I know I talk about her a lot, but it really goes to show, like, there was evidence in a different off-stream game that Wichita had. When Cass wasn't playing, they were in shambles, so we'll have to see how they're going to recover inside of this round, right? Wichita going to be looking towards the plays from, let's say, Ali or Bree, both finding a little bit of success inside of this game, but again, with Sinister taking a lot of map control, and it's only been about a minute in the round, right? Granted, that was really well done to clear out Cass really early, and that gives them all of the wherewithal in the world to just keep on pushing through. And a different pinch this time, they're going to go for a big tower and then maybe send someone late down the laundry stairs to put some secondary pressure onto the side of Wichita. But you see the positions that the Wolves are holding right now. They're playing very disciplined, not trying to get caught up in the gunfire. But with a minute and 30 seconds here, H, there's a little bit of a horse that the Sinister Red players are going to certainly have to jump on.
I will say they're probably playing a lot more reserved because they don't have their designated let's get 'em player of Cass going. They don't really have her at their disposal, so they won't really be able to have that flexibility. You still can have Ali run out and try to get some sort of flanks. Bagel will kill Yoshiru, and Yoshiru will also kill Bagel. Just, I love watching those kinds of kills, just where each player kills each other. It's just a draw. Any game that I see that in, it just puts a stupid grin on my face. I was about to say that would even out into a 4-4 if the Caster's Curse happened before even said anything. Ali and Queen get caught into a gunfight and each killing each other, but not quite killing anyone. And so far, Sinister has pretty much fully pushed onto site, and they should be able to plant the bomb relatively soon.
They should be able to, especially with that frag opening things up onto Ali. Bree trying to rotate over as well, but catching just so many bullets in between. It's all going to come down to Lock Tiger, who finds one but tries to cross in through the long haul and gets shredded by the L85 sitting on the pillar, and 2 straight rounds going in the hands of Sinister. And I have a feeling Wichita Wolves are going to try a different site. That basement just certainly not working out for them. The laundry room has not been a place of success for them. It's almost like they're trying to do some laundry down there, and then they stick a red sock with a white t-shirt, and they just ruined everything. So they're gonna have to try a different site, and it looks like they're gonna go to meeting hall next.
They just have the you know, the YouTube video with like the redneck washer that's just really loud and the dude playing guitar to it? That's the washer that they got going on down there. So they can't really successfully do any laundry, but gosh darn, it really is providing a good beat. Let's not lie here. We are going to be going into a tertiary site of meeting and kitchen. And on top of that, instead of Kaid, we are taking a bandit, which is a very interesting pick in my opinion. We don't see a lot of bandit nowadays, especially since Kaid is, for the most part, just better bandit. Because the fact you can get hatches, you can get, in theory, more metal. I guess it just depends on what you want to focus on. I will say it is easier to bandit trick than Kaid trick, but unless you're planting Breed up on Attic and putting her solely on Attic to try to keep that electricity going with bandit tricks, I don't really see much more of a reason to take bandit outside of MP7 good gun.
MP7 is just insane, dude. Like, but I mean, then you can make the argument, right? The AUG has the 1.5, and everyone loves the 1.5. I hated that at first, but it's grown on me.
It grows on you, yeah.
Yeah, it's like become my sort of crutch thing, right? I take the roadie and go do work. So.
It becomes my crutch.
Dude, I have so many crutches in this game. I'm terrible at this.
No, dude, Glass is still my crutch because I am absolutely blind. So just having everyone highlighted in yellow makes clicking on things really easy for me.
You and Scott both.
Yeah, dude.
It has anything to do with being colorblind.
Well, I'm not colorblind. I'm just regular blind. Yeah, I'm just blind. Like if I can't see any color. He can't see some color. So.
Lock Tiger taking a little bit of damage early. Trying to peek out wide onto the bottom of Pat main tower, outside towards the outdoors. Well, you don't want to touch grass. That's something that Siege players apparently aren't capable of doing. And Lock Tiger thought about it for a second. She wanted to get that kill and then run outside, maybe catch another one sleeping. But no, instead she's just going to stay safe, make her way back inside of the site. Sinister taking a lot of control of the attic really early, right? You're going to see Brittany trying to open up this wall, and they're forfeiting hatch control, which is very worrisome considering how valuable that vertical position can be. But we've seen this duo time and time again. It's Cass and Allie here, where they're sort of the last line of defense. They'd have to peek in through the attic way, and try to find these kills of Sinister. Otherwise, this could be another round in their favor because a lot of vertical control. You already have Lock Tiger hurt as well. So overall, Sinister just a lot of map control and which in very unsafe positions. I love the face checking, but it's super risky.
Sinister really is taking as much advantage as they can into getting the positions that they can. We already have Attic taken over for Sinister favor, and that could be considered one of the notches in the armor for this sight line. As soon as you get that above sight line, you have immediately put so much pressure onto everyone that is currently in meeting hall that they can't really move in the slightest. That gives Sinister a lot more breathing room to try to roam around, get any sort of flanks going on, and for the most part, or much more importantly, get any sort of crossfire that you might need. Lock Tiger takes down Brittany right as I'm talking about that. Bree also takes down E-Girl. It's just right as I say that allows you to get those cross angles and get that crossfire going. We just see two players just kind of W in and try for the best, and now Defuse is in Wichita Wolves' hands. So they should be able to try to figure out onto how to get that defuse and not only get it back in their hands, but get it down on the ground. Bagel will find another kill. Bree will find their own double kill for the round. Lady will find the kill onto Lock Tiger, so it won't be a completely flawless round, Wichita Wolves' favor. And Allie, from the bowels of Big Tower, will find the final kill, resulting in a W for Wichita Wolves.
I hate that word, dude.
The bowels? Yeah.
That's gross, dude.
Listen, look. All I'm gonna say is it really fit what I was trying to say. They came from the bowels of the building. Just the absolute just basement lowest tier of the building going up. It just works. It's a word that works.
I don't
look it up in a thesaurus. Look it up in a thesaurus.
I understand that it's right. I just I don't
You
know
just
if I
don't
enjoy
like
that
it.
word, man. Like,
You
it's
just
weird.
listen, man. I just took a thesaurus a little bit too close to heart. So sometimes I will just say words that, while
Attackers need to
technically correct
locate and
and work
defuse as
really
many
well
bombs as
in
they
that
can.
context, sounds so weird.
Sounds gross to the untrained ear.
It's like moist. It's like that.
can
It's like
stop worrying
that.
about that.
Yeah, exactly. It's a word that works, and like, if describing certain things will get the perfect description of what you mean, it sounds so gross.
JC, you are my friend, and that is like slowly but surely like decreasing right now. With you brought out the M word, and now you got you said bowels. Like, I'm gonna have to ask you to quit, man.
Okay. I guess
I
I
don't
will.
actually worship it. It's been fun. It's been fun having you.
Attackers must locate and
I
defuse
am
the
the
bomb.
moral support of the casting groups that we are all in here. I say that I am a caster, but it doesn't really happen that often. So you know what? I'm just here to smile, be cute, and just provide the moral support to everyone around
I mean,
here.
you're cute
players
as mid.
included. Oh,
I mean, you're cute as mid, so.
I don't have froggy hat though.
That's fair.
Yeah, I'll keep whipping out froggy hat just so that you can absolutely throw me because you're clearly better than I am. We also currently have a push already going into the big tower. They are going to be going for that push, trying to catch out any sort of anyone that is hanging out in big tower. I'm going to be saying that word a whole lot. We are taking the bandit again instead of the Kaid, which is slightly more understandable now that we're on kid's bedroom rather than meeting hall, but is still puzzling in my opinion, because of the fact of Kaid is just simply built different, built better in most cases. We are still going to be going for MP7 good gun argument, but you could have put the Kaid trap into meeting hall, and that would have required maybe a little bit of extra pushing. Could have had someone sit meeting hall, or at least someone roam meeting hall, and from there it would have worked out. We are also having some technical difficulties at the moment.
Rip.
We will figure them out as we are going.
Well,
That's an F.
That is a big F. RIP Nova, we love you, buddy. Unfortunately, you're gonna have to stare at our faces for a little bit.
Yeah,
and
you are going to need to look at us, and we both apologize for that.
I so dearly and solemnly apologize. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, just
The show must go
really
on.
Predict that. Can't really predict that, man.
I'm just gonna have to say the show must go on, because sometimes that really does end up happening.
I mean, to be like not vulgar, but S word does happen, and
S word does happen.
S word happened. It's matter of fact.
S word does end up happening. You could also say that sometimes you end up S word creek without a paddle, and you know what? That also just sometimes happens. And our homie Nova, a little bit like that at the moment. We're currently working on it, and he is doing a blessed job. However, when it comes to the push that we were seeing Sinister do, they were just going for it. We saw Out of Control lost almost instantaneously again.
Yeah.
And then from there, probably would have been they're going to push in, and then maybe a little bit of a mirror match that we saw from the first round when Wichita Wolves took that first W on kids' dorms. But I could easily see it going pretty much either way. It was going by the book Rainbow Six.
100%. It was like basically what we've seen from Sinister, right, is just no hesitation in pretty much any of the rounds, right? There was no hesitation to take onto the site. And Wichita Wolves, they're really banking on just have really strong anchor play and trying to trade off of each other. That hasn't worked out for them 100%, right? Where you're seeing a 2-2 scoreline before everything crashed down and burned on us. But we're not seeing a lot of impact coming out from Cass as well. That's something that I've been missing for sure. We're also looking at a bunch of other things inside of this map, right? Bree has had a huge impact. I'm actually inside Ginger's channel right now, trying to watch things over and making sure that I have some points to make. But yeah, I mean, from Sinister's standpoint, right? They've had wall control or hatch control for free every single time, and that's interesting because we haven't seen a Cade at all.
We've seen one, I believe.
Have we? Okay, we've seen one.
We saw one in basement. Both basement holds had
Got it. Okay, yeah. We've seen Cade like in a very limited sort of standpoint, right? Because you were talking about how Bandit has been brought in favor of Cade sometimes, and And then before everything kind of went all crashy washy on us,
Just
the bandit, we saw his bandit batteries being taken away really quickly. So I would like to see the adjustment to Cade. I don't know.
it just puts a lot of what I feel like is needless pressure onto Wichita Wolves because of the fact if you need to worry about way more than
Mm,
if you just threw the Cade Claw on the ceiling and hope for the best. Because if
right,
you threw the Cade Claw on the ceiling, we're just going to go into the world of hypotheticals because
right.
that's a great way to stall. So
Mhm,
in the hypothetical world, if they had the Maverick, you could easily take down the Bandit batteries. But if you had the
right.
Cade Claw, that's immediately near impossible in
By
most
bringing a
cases.
by bringing a K charge too, like you immediately negate the impact that Thermite can have, and you force them to bring a Maverick, right? Because they still have to Bandit trick, or they still have to Maverick trick, excuse me, around your electrical, all right? So they'll take
Hmm.
damage if the Maverick gets too close and is maybe a little bit inexperienced inside of Maverick tricking, or you limit the area where the Maverick can do some damage, right? We saw the attack from Sinister just taking the middle of the wall for free, and there's no bandit trick in response, right? So again, another reason why I would have liked to be seeing an electric claw over these bandit batteries, but again, they've shown that the bandit MP7 is just it's a force to be reckoned with, that's for sure.
Built different, built better. That's just that's just what I say there. Because of the fact you could argue that Cade is better utility wise, better for the team, and then Bandit just says cope and holds the MP7 out. Because honestly, sometimes that's all you need. You just need a good gun, and from there it'll carry you to the finish line. And there are a
Mm.
lot of operators who are just like, we like the gun a lot, like a lot. So we are going to be using that operator solely because gun good cope.
Add
And
everyone with that runs the P10 Roni or
pretty
the
much.
MX4.
Like Mozzie's really good not because of his utility denial, but
Yeah.
because the Glock with a stock is amazing, and I would assume it's why Rooney is also really high in the meta right now. Like that,
I,
those Syria gates are good. The
yeah.
Glock with a stock, though,
It's a brand new level of just absolute disgusting cheese and whatnot. The Glock with a stock. I'm gonna use
yeah.
that.
Yeah,
I
I'm
love that.
surprised you haven't.
No, that's the first time I've heard that, and I don't want that to be the last time. I love that actually.
I use that term all the time when I refer to the Roni. People are always like, "Oh, the rice Roni," and I'm like, "Yeah, well, Russian Badger already did that joke. You copycat." So Glock with a
So
stock just rolls off with a tongue really well. It's
that's
because that's what it
really
is.
good.
It's literally
That's
just a Glock.
really good.
A P10 Roni in real life, at least, is literally just a Glock that they
With a
literally
stock.
just shoved into like a stock. Because if I remember rightly, like some Glocks have a higher RPM than like most assault rifles.
Yeah,
So
I think.
yeah, no, I'm
I
pretty
I,
sure.
I can't
Like
I can't prove
there-
you wrong. So
there's some YouTube videos out there. There's a really entertaining one where they just put a drum mag on one and just dumped
and
it.
just let it fly.
Yes. I'll send it to you later or I'll post it on my Twitter later. It's just a great
Cool.
video to watch. But I do love the fact that they do just shove a Glock in a stock and just that's the gun. They bring that for Secret Service type operations to fight the evil made up terrorist organization, whatever it is. Whoever Commander Cobra is just trying to harass, that's what they're for. My homie Zolex at some point mentioned
Mhm.
Rainbow Six is just G.I. Joe for the modern age. What say you?
I I can't argue with that. I
Exactly.
guess I
Because they take people from all walks of life, all nationalities, and just bring them together to fight random terrorist organization.
so you're telling me that there's no originality in any idea ever,
No.
and huh?
All thought is derivative.
That makes me that makes me feel a little bit better about my casting material, to be honest.
Right?
I
Exactly. It makes me feel better all the time.
right? Like
Just
I
gotta get that tattooed like on my arm. Just thought is derivative.
thought that would actually have so much deep meaning. I'm sure that would go over well. Maybe not to like I don't know employers or something, but like
No.
that would look really cool.
Unless
Get in some really cool font,
unless I
like some
got really
scripting.
into like unless I got like either really into bartending or I only wore like long sleeve shirts. Which, granted, I pretty much do. If I'm not wearing a hoodie, there is something that is incorrect with the world today. There's a glitch in the Matrix. But for the most part, that would be a really good tattoo just on your arm of just thought is derivative. And just like fancy font too. Just getting that going.
I mean, I wouldn't, I wouldn't complain about that. That, like, if you had to explain it to an employer, like that's actually a really badass story. So
See, what happens is you get I almost said psychology. You get a philosophy degree. Right? You got a philosophy degree? Any
Right,
employer
I'm
with a
listening.
philosophy degree is like, that's a really good philosophical quote on your arm right there. You're hired.
It's certainly better than putting Glock with a stock on your arm.
Glock with it's like like the mom tattoos with like the heart and like the ribbon.
Yeah,
It's just Glock with a stock, and then it's the P10 roadie behind the ribbon.
I think that would look kind of cool.
I'd wear that on a shirt. I'm not personally a tattoo guy, so I'd wear that on a shirt. Or
Maybe
I'd get
you
a
that,
sticker
like-
of that.
Yeah, maybe you get like a pin or something like that.
We can make stickers about that.
Yeah, or like
That'd be
some
cool.
really cool limited edition metal pins. I think that would go over really well.
Enamel pins do sell really well. Like, honestly, if you ever need like Kickstarter goals to try to get people to meet them, pins, dude.
Yeah, honestly, I
really
mean, they're really cool.
They are. Well, you can put them on anything. So like putting them on like denim jackets is coming back into vogue as well. So just denim in general is coming back into vogue, which really interests me. We should be getting back into our game relatively soon here. We are almost fully stocked back up on players. And
I think
I don't know.
We are back in.
Oh, we are back in? Oh
Yeah.
boy.
Get with the program.
Uh-oh. Go. You're casting. Go.
I will go. I will go. Back into the game we go. Hey, what is a Rainbow Six Playday without technical difficulty? But we're going to get on through it with all of you guys. Up to the kids' dorms we go. All of the operators on both sides should be 100% the same. So, unfortunately, if we wanted to see a Kaid adjustment, we're not seeing it in this round. We're going to have to wait a little while longer before that to happen. But do we see a little bit of a shift? Even if we've already gone through a little bit of action inside of that first round, not enough has happened for us to go and count that round. Instead, we're going for a full-on replay of the round. Do we see a different attacking strategy come out from Sinister? I'm assuming not, because they seem locked into doing that attic push, and they do it very well. And I'm looking forward to seeing what they do here, right? We see Cass on that bandit once again, but there hasn't been any bandit tricking as of late, which would be very effective up against this Thermite. I kind of want to see Wichita get a little bit more active with their defense, right? They've been very passive in terms of they just want to sit on the site and wait for Sinister to cross into these angles. I think they would benefit a little bit from taking the action to them and forcing the issue here. JT.
I would have to agree with that. They forced the issue much more onto Sinister a little bit. They would be able to get a little bit more flexibility when it comes to their defense. Putting a lot more pressure on the flank requires resistant pressure on the flank, obviously. So that would actively take players away from the forward push that's coming in from attic. We're going to both assume here it's going to be attic. Right. Maybe master bedroom. I don't think we've ever seen a main stairs push at all. So just getting that pressure going will be to pay them in absolute spades. I'd also like to point out Cass is the one on the bandit. So now it all makes sense on why we're getting bandits over attackers. Because of the fact that Cass, out of what I have heard, absolutely pops off when it comes to shooting guns and shooting people. So utilizing that MP7 should allow her to just get all the kills that she needs. We are going to be seeing a master bedroom push and probably an auxiliary push coming into the bunk beds. And so far, master bedroom is working out, and they have already, for the most part, pushed into walk-in closet. Sinister has already put themselves into a good position.
All the utility has fallen for Wichita. It's just a matter of whether or not these frag grenades are fruitful. Yes, they are. Lock Tiger trying to pull that door down and make her way out, but no, Queen finding that throw just like Tom Brady for the Buccaneers. Well, I hate him now, so I don't have any credit, but I'll give Queen the credit for that instead. Amazing throw coming out from there, and having a quick execute coming on early. Allie looking to find some of these stairs. She knows that a push could potentially come into her armory. That leaves Bagel, though, isolated on the side of the site. She has plenty of potential to get pinched off as well. Losing a little bit of health, but playing that position towards T. She claims to hate that shotgun, certainly not showing there. Brittany falling, that's your thermite off the board, but the job is already done. So with 1 minute and 10 seconds remaining, Wichita in perfect position, especially with the diffuser down. All Bagel has to do is hold strong with this shotgun. Sinister looking for answers.
Bagel can really just corner camp here. Like, honestly, that's what she should do. She's moving around and she's trying to find different positions, but she literally just sat in game room and had one of her teammates holding that long angle into main stairway. They should be able to find a lot of purchase with it. Allie will end up killing Yoshiro, and Yoshiro will also end up killing Bagel. And it is a really quick refrag that ended up happening right before our very eyes. We are down to a 3-3. It's completely even outside of HP. It's 3-2. I almost started counting with the letter H. Lady kills Allie. It is still down to that 2-2. Eagle is down to half HP with 20 seconds left on the clock. We are going to be seeing a lot of kills going out. Cass popping off absolutely with that MP7, showing on how. MP7 built diff, built better. Lady does have the defense in her hands, but the only issue is she doesn't have enough time to get the plant out. Whips out her pistol and will not find the final kill onto Cass with a clean headshot. Still mostly a full magazine allegedly in that gun. And that will result in a round 3 win coming in for Wichita Wolves and a triple coming in for Cass.
So this is perfect positioning, right, for Wichita. If they're able to win out this final defense, they put themselves up 4-2. And then Oregon, one of those maps that could really go 50-50 as far as whether or not whether the attack or the defense is going to win. So overall, great job from Wichita Wolves right now, but Sinister are in a great position as well. They kind of just need to adjust. They've brought a fuse, which is really interesting for the first time, but no, it's a flash pick. Instead, they're going to 6-pick it onto the Nomad, which is very indicative, very, I guess, steadfast in terms of the different operators that they've been bringing so far. Laundry supply room, once again, we have that Cade coming back, which we were talking about a lot. Question is, where will they use that Cade utility, right? I'm expecting it to go on the hackers, but they could definitely prove me wrong. They don't have any other form of drone deny or wall deny, right? That's really the only option they have. So the utility usage for the defense is going to be crucial. Right? Cass, hopefully she doesn't lose her life early on the roam. She was trying to protect up against a small tower push. Last time we saw her die on a roam, so I'm expecting her to either stay on site, which is a trend that I've been seeing inside of this game that's been really interesting, or she plays a little bit lurky, finds one kill, and then just runs for her, tries to survive.
All the way to the other side of the map, and as a flock of seagulls once said, and I ran, I ran far away. That's exactly what Cass ends up doing on a lot of her kills. We do still have that drone now for the Mozzie. I would like to mildly correct you on that, because, you know, karma, what goes around comes around. I was wrong about the Nomad Jazz earlier, now you're wrong about the Mozzie. So, I mean, it happens.
Hey, listen, I'm not here to be smart about the game. I'm just here to yell at it. Right?
We're here to look cute and talk good. That's all I'm gonna say. So,
do we even need to talk good at that point?
No. But I think it really adds to the production quality of the game. That will end up happening. We are seeing a split push of Big Tower and Construction. Construction is taking a lot longer than it used to, I'm noticing. Probably the floors was stuffed a lot quicker. Bree showing that, just getting any sort of floor stuff out, and it will end up being blown up. So, Elbow is fully taken out. Other floors will go down. Cass might find our first kill onto Queen. And Queen, oh my god! How did you hit that? The shot that I would not think anyone would hit at all. An absolute pixel peak. Cass ends up dying, and Queen will end up getting refragged. That's still probably one of the biggest kills that you can be getting if you are on Sinister Red.
That's something that I see a little bit from Cass, right? A little bit of overextension there. And they were able to find one refrag, amazing shot. What the hell? That is certainly the thought that we're all sharing, right? We're opting to open a little bit more of the E-box wall. I'm interested to see what that's for, considering most of the walls already open. Granted, it is a crouch hole, excuse me, but nonetheless, a little bit more control has been established. Lock Tiger is going to bring up the rear for the Wichita Wolves, but it seems like they want to swing. They want to get aggressive and end things early. E-Girl being felled. Bagel trying to find more. And yes, she does. She has a quad on the round. Ace potential all out, but no. It's been blown. Bagel using the ego that she has from being verified on Twitter could potentially cost her team, as Allie's falling as well. Lock Tiger and Bree, they've got to finish the job on their own. Lady Brutal has diffuser in hand, so she has the control necessary to just plant the diffuser and go. She wants to give herself a little bit of wiggle room though with those air jabs. Bree trying to find the positioning of Brutal, but not wise as to where she is. The diffuser is getting planted. They know that's happening. It's right next to this rotation. Bree will smoke it off, and that leaves Lady Brutal in a very tough position, right? No, actually, she's not being affected at all by it. What? 35 seconds remain. The swing comes out from Lock Tiger. No, but Bree finishes the job with a shotgun. Great effort from Lady Brutal, but not enough at the end. Wichita Wolves will take a 4-2 scoreline into the split.
Ubisoft programming.mp4. That's all I'm gonna say for that moment right there. Because honestly,
That's tough.
like, dude, I'm gonna be honest with you. Nomad
That
should have been
killed
caught
the
in
Nomad.
that. That really should have. Like, how did that not? Now, see,
Unless
if you
she
were
was-
Tachanka, though.
I mean, the Nomad could have
No.
like made her way deeper into like the supply closet right there, but there's no reason as to why that Nomad should have been alive through that smoke if she's stuck in the corner like I think she did.
She was stuck in the corner like we think that she was.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, I'm bamboozled. Like that's just the word for it. Like I am bamboozled by what had just happened there, the interaction with the smoke. I am also mildly bamboozled with the attacking picks that we are going to be getting here today. I love the Capital pick. Real question is, are they going to be running the Para or the Saw? It is a big debate. I am on Team Saw because 100 bullets, the longer you hold that gun, the more likely you are to shoot a person. Also, anytime I do hold M1 with an LMG in this game, 9 times out of 10, they're like, oh, he's not going to keep shooting. I mean, come on. He doesn't have that many bullets. And then just,
I remember-
someone ends up dying.
I remember playing I think we were playing unranked with the rest of the SFC guys, and we were like, all right, once I hit M1, I'm not letting go until I get
Bomb located by
I'm just gonna walk around.
I think I got a triple like that. Or something. No, not triple. I got a double like that because I just swung around into a room and I just kept holding M1.
No one expects you to keep shooting.
Right? Exactly. Or the big pro strat, let's be honest here, keep shooting for a while and then stop briefly, and then they'll peek and then just
5
keep
seconds
shooting.
left before insertion.
You have 100 bullets of flexibility. You might as well.
I mean, yeah.
Attackers
just
are heading
mag
out to defuse a bomb.
We are going to be seeing the Para being run, sadly. That is disappointing to me. We are also going to be seeing Cass on the Twitch to boot. Twitch has been a little bit more popular as of late. However, I am surprised she is being picked over the Flores, personally. Mostly because of just that's much more flexible utility denial. That or either Wichita Wolves is just really stubborn in their traditionalist ways and really wants to try to keep that old meta going.
It's
Granted,
so much more efficient too.
Twitch isn't a bad operator. This isn't me saying Twitch bad operator, but there is better. There is definitely worse, but Twitch is right in that sweet spot. It's gonna be worse.
Something else that could be worse.
No.
This clear onto the player playing inside of that closet. Cass finding one, but Queen's still sitting pretty. She has 2 Jaeger EDSs at her disposal. They've already eaten up most, if not all, of the Selma charges. Do they know that Queen is sitting inside of the solution, though, is the question. I don't think they do, and they have no way to drone it out as well. That Mute Jammer's in the perfect place to deny that information. So if Bagel swings in, that is so much danger on the side of them. Lock Tiger has perfect positioning to try and get a crossfire on the Queen as well. But no, it doesn't seem like they know that she's there. And how could you with all of the different utility that she has at her disposal? And they also have to be careful about the position of Yoshiru. So a lot could go wrong here for Wichita, but no, Queen is actually going to miss, but finds that kill. Bagel doesn't hop off the drone to try and get the refrag either. And Queen
Attackers have
able to
located a bomb.
rotate out. Lock Tiger losing health as well. And just some miscues happening here, JT, and that could cost Wichita Wolves the round here.
I thought Queen just absolutely flubbed that, and then just the absolute just chutzpah on Queen, honestly. Like, she just walked in, got the shot, and just walked out. Just, I'm surprised that she ended up hitting that and getting out with her own life in her clutches. I'm just surprised Bagel, that was just a series of unfortunate events. Or So we're not Sinister Red, for Wichita Wolves. I'm still on the pre-halftime mindset. I apologize. Bree is going to be going for the wide flank along with one of her teammates as we are going into that white stairs hold. A C4 will go down, not resulting in any sort of hurt. Yoshiru is probably mildly disappointed, but also not that surprised about it. You know, it's a gamble. Whenever you see a C4 thrown, the only thing I can think about the player saying is just like, screw it. Chuck it. Hope for the best. Maybe get a kill. Lady Brew will find a kill on the Bagel. And then we're also going to be seeing Eagle getting a kill onto Lock Tiger. 2 to 4 with 12 seconds left on the clock. 1 to 4 as Lady Brew finds a kill onto Bree. Cass will find 1 kill onto Yoshiru. That is a decent start for what you need to be getting going. 3 seconds left on the clock. They don't have the defuse starting to go down yet. And the defenders will end up winning this upcoming
run out of time.
So Sinister doing a great job at holding strong, and this is something that I've been kind of concerned about for Wichita Wolves pretty much every single game this season. It's that if their initial push gets shut down, they have a lot of trouble adjusting, and I'm not sure if a 4-woman white stair push was the play in that situation. Maybe you leave someone to try and keep pushing in through the master bedroom, because I'm sure they knew that Queen rotated out, right? I would hope that they did, or their mute jammer was even more beneficial than we thought, and Bagel just couldn't catch a timing to save her life, right? Wichita then tried to send it up the white stairs, and they obscured some of their own sight lines to try and get a plant down, but then they sent it in through big window, but no flushing out of the correct positions, and then all they had to do was watch crosses. And Sinister, it was a great defense from them. It's a great way to start off the round here. They are still down a round, but overall, I think that's a novel effort. I don't think that's the word I was
That was not the word.
I don't think that's
Listen, it's like when I use the word bowels. Like, sure, it's a word you can use. It's technically correct. But
10 seconds left.
the biggest diff that we are going to be seeing. No, we're seeing a Kaid in the basement yet again.
5
It is
seconds
still
left
happening.
before
Most likely to get just Evox hatch. Let's be honest here. They're just worried about
Attackers are
Evox
heading
hatch,
out to
and
defuse
that's
the
why
bomb.
they're taking the
Attackers have
Kaid.
dropped the bomb
We are going to be
diffuser.
seeing the exact same lineups coming in
Attackers
for
have
the
recovered their
attacking
diffuser.
team of Wichita Wolves. Real question is, will they be
Attackers dropped the diffuser.
stubborn on their pushes, or will they be able to quickly adapt
Attackers
like
recovered
Sinister
the
would have been? Sinister was able to. Stuttering is rough. Sinister was able to back when they were on their attacking rounds, because we were seeing Sinister just being even wishy-washy, as I had discussed, with how they wanted to play, because they couldn't figure out exactly how they wanted to do it. Wichita sees a push, tries to do it. If it doesn't work, they just try to shove more people through that doorway. It just honestly, sometimes it doesn't work, and sometimes you need to give it up.
There's a term that our friend, the boomer Chief Cass, like to use. It's called the fatal funnel, and it's basically where you send 1 million people through one door and hope that the results would change. But there is also another quote that I like, and it is the definition of insanity. And the definition of insanity is doing things repeatedly, hoping that the result will change. And that's what we saw in that last round. They're trying to change their fortunes here. Allie trying to lead the fragging here for Cass and the rest of the Wichita Wolves. She has the positioning of this Malusi inside of the kitchen. Just how do they want to pinch onto her? Question. They know that she's sitting behind this box, but E-Girl not able to land all of the shots, but neither was Allie, so it is 100% okay. E-Girl has to play smart in this position, though, and they do go for the revive on the Allie to open up a little bit of trade potential, but no, the head is exposed for Allie. A little bit of a misplay there, but Cass finding one of her own, and so is Bagel. An interesting set of engagements there. Favor the Wichita Wolves, but not by much. They are able to clear out a couple of roamers, but still they have many different anchors to deal with inside of the site. And that's what they've struggled with. They've struggled to flush out these anchors from their crossfire positions, and they got to change something here. They've got to be able to move the Sinister Red players. Otherwise, this great roam clear that they did could potentially net negative.
That is definitely one of the biggest things that I am seeing as a defensive difference between Sinister and Wichita. Sinister seems to be a lot better
Attackers
at getting the angles dead set and holding them with an iron grip. That's what they seem to be super good at, because judging by that roam game, they still are decent at their firefights, but it doesn't seem like the roamers are working as a pair. They just seem to be kind of gamers running around doing gamers. Let's be completely honest here. So, granted, that could easily change as the game progresses. I could be calling the shots a little bit early here. But out of what we have seen right here, that has been what has happened. Bree is going to be lining up a crossbow shot, which is absolutely wonderful. Cass will find a kill and then get refragged by Lady Brew. Lady Brew will get that refragged by Bree.
5 seconds left.
We are back to counting with the letter H. Bagel will get the defuse down. That is absolutely massive for Wichita Wolves, and Bree will find the final kill, resulting in their attacking round win on basement.
Yeah, but it was with the parallel, so do you really want to count that?
No, it's not with a saw, dude.
It's not
That's
with
all
the
I'm gonna say.
M249s. It's not with the saw. So like you're just chalking that up in your head there, JT.
Yeah. Listen, look. A W is a W, but if it was with a saw, that already has the letter W in it. So that means any game with the saw is a W.
Bree, everything's gonna be okay.
I don't think everything is gonna be okay, Bree. Unless she starts using the saw. Unless she starts using the saw, nah.
Are you telling me that everyone on Wichita Wolves is screaming at Bree to use the saw?
Yes, right here, right now. It's definitely not just me astral projecting over there and just screaming.
Now I'm wondering if you have any friends on Wichita. Are you just telling them to tell Bree to run that saw?
I have no friends on Wichita Wolves.
I mean, I just don't have friends in general, actually.
Then what are you?
Excuse me.
Yeah, I gotta put you on the spot here.
An acquaintance, JT.
A coworker.
A coworker.
That's what I am.
I just called you a buddy though, so like.
We're like PE friends. We're like PE friends, you know?
Oh yeah, we'll take over and we'll kill it on the basketball court together. But as soon as the class ends, we actually don't each other.
Pretty much. That's what PE friends are. No, I miss PE friends. Let's be honest. That was a vibe.
The Wichita Wolves are currently leading our game of dodgeball.
We are back to Knockout City, Wichita Wolves versus Sinister Red.
I think you have a good game here, JT.
I wish I had the right game. Knockout City is so. Something interesting that I am also seeing, we're just raising their anchor game, but Sinister is not holding solo. Interestingly enough. Like, that is a pinnacle hold because it just stuffs a lot of push, or at the very least, wastes so much time and so much utility to try to push through construction, which, let's be honest, might not even result in a victory.
I mean, that's something that I'm worried about, right? But that they're losing a lot of utility by Pillar already. Queen taking a lot of damage as well. I'm not 100% sure what happened. I think Cass just walked her electronic drone in there and then shot out the Twitch, and then shot the laser from that Twitch drone, and Queen took a lot of damage there. So doing a little bit of damage without even getting out on the boulder. Sinister trying to punch back. That's a headshot onto Bagel. Yeah, for Wichita, again, they're losing women, and I'm not exactly sure how, right? If it's ego peaking or what have you, well, you're gonna have to ask ego to chill out with that. Yeah, you're verified on Twitter, but that doesn't make you a better player, so. I mean, she's insane. She's absolutely better.
Nice check mark. You getting the hit markers, though? Like, let's be honest, dude. But Locked Tiger will end up taking a few hits in some gunfight somewhere on the map. We're not exactly sure where. If I had to guess, it would be against Queen. Queen is also a little bit tagged when it comes to that HP department. We are going to get heavy push down. Big tower. Brittany will end up shooting down Cass, and as we had talked about last round, Cass seems to be a little bit of the backbone of a lot of their attacks. Pushes, Wichita will end up getting another kill. E-Girl now has control of the diffuser. Massive plays, massive kill, because that briefcase is now a huge issue for Wichita Wolves. And at this point, at a 5v2, Ali and Lock Tiger could make it work out with their operators that they currently have. The Nomad covering the roam, with Ali just pushing W, getting kills, and just doing what she does best. But it is still a lot harder, and I spoke a little bit too soon. Glock with a stock claims another life as E-Girl finds a headshot onto Lock Tiger as she walks straight through into kitchen. Ali is going to be trying to catch any sort of diffuser action, but I doubt that she will be. We have someone teabagging in freezer. It's a disaster.
No, the C key works, dude. It works.
C key. Okay, good.
She got a new keyboard. She's checking if it works.
Button check.
It's working great, Brittany.
Good job. She's just checking her rebuy. She rebounded again.
Yeah, she's trying to test out some new keybinds, and Ali's trying to test out her shot. Finding the head of Queen.
Finding
many more to find, though. Yoshiru falling as well. But
15 seconds left.
Slowly but surely breaching, just trying to find her way through, but locked. Or no, not locked, excuse me. Just the final member from it was the Cade for Sinister, whoever that may be, finding that final kill. They weren't able to flush out Freezer, and she just knew that, well, Allie was doing a lot of damage inside of the site, but all she had to do was hold across. And I don't know, maybe Allie tries to face check that or what have you, but she had to move at a very breakneck pace in order to make things happen. Otherwise, Sinister would just be able to complete that pinch. So a great effort from Allie, but another great effort from Sinister. And it's all coming down to the fact that Wichita, inside of these early engagements, whenever they find some success, they're able to snowball that into a round win. But again, we talked about how they've lacked the propensity to sort of make some adjustments happen. And when
Attackers need to locate and defuse
when the
bombs.
kills don't go in their favor early, Wichita Wolves have a lot of problems.
I would personally have to agree with that. I am seeing a lot of, if they manage to get the first first one kill even, let's be honest. They tend to take that and snowball it forward. But if they get stuffed
Attackers
on the
have
first
located a
push,
bomb.
there's not much that they really have been able to do. When it comes to interesting picks, we are going to see Warden coming out, which is interesting to say the least.
Flanders.
Well, I'm quite
seconds to go.
quite glad to see stupid sexy Flanders coming into play.
5 seconds
So,
left before insertion.
Flanders is very useful for making sure that you don't get blinded or anything.
objective
I
is to
only see him
defuse
come
the
out
bomb.
whenever there's a game, and whenever that's a huge issue. But the only reason why I can see Flanders coming out is the potential deployable shield, because deployable shields are great and they're beautiful, but why not bring a Goyo? Okay. Or they're just really, really worried about Capitao smoke. And they really don't want to worry about Capitao smoke.
You just love the Capitao, and it's not something
do.
that we see very often. But
Capitao
I
is
think
like
that's something that
low-key.
goes underutilized,
Capitao is like low-key one of my favorite operators. Like, genuinely.
even though he can only see 50% of the world.
Just don't worry about it, okay? He might only be able to see 50% of the world, but soon the rest of the world won't see anything because it'll be all smoke and fire, okay?
Just remember when he's peeking to the left, or peeking to the left. How does he peek?
I wonder if Ubisoft added that r/gaming detail where Capitao like all leans out, you know? I wonder if they really added that or if they just didn't. They just did Ubisoft programming.mp4, which either solution's
MP4?
really cool. .mp4 now. We're upgrading. Upgrade people.
I mean, the video codec.
A bomb has been
I
located.
feel like that's not. I'm pretty sure it's like .py or something. I'm not sure what code this game has been built on, because I'm not that smart. But someone that is smart is Bagel and Yoshiru using the Warden glasses, the smart glasses to full effect. Right, she's finding a little bit of damage onto the player that was trying to push in through the attic. Yeah, but we'll be a little bit smarter than that. Try to pick up Bagel, but again, Wichita Wolves getting a little bit stuck here. They seem to stall out time and time again, but as soon as they can open things back up, that's the time for them to sort of push in and get the job done. That's what it's going to redo right now. Not able to find one. Swings out into the Jaeger, but Ricky proves to be better inside of that gunfight. A lot of time remaining for Wichita Wolves to pull this back out, but with Lock Tiger finding two, including Brittany, who's on a reign of terror on her own. This
Attackers
round is still
recovered the diffuser.
possible. Do they have the wherewithal to push onto Cass, though? She has to make her way through the double window, but there is plenty of time for rotation as well. 40 seconds remain, but each ticking second becoming even more dire for the Wolves, who started off very well. They had a 2-round lead at one point. Now, some dire straits. Queen going to shoot out that drone, tries to vault on over, but Cass will catch her sitting on the other side. E-Girl, next person to push onto Cass. Will she find a kill? There was a question. The Brony proves better, but Lock Tiger able to get that refrag.
15
Lady
seconds
Brutal
to go.
has to clutch this out for the Sinister Red, and it would be a shame if they were to lose this round
10
after the
seconds remaining.
effective start that they had. Lady Brutal in perfect position to counteract the
5
Security's
seconds to
plant,
go.
but no, she's hesitating just a little bit, but there goes the commit. Sinister Red tie up the game. And we have a tie scoreline here, JT. 5-5. I smell an overtime coming, and that's a rarity inside of Project Eris.
All the ladies in this game have been performing really well. I'm
Yeah.
gonna be completely honest. I've not
Absolutely.
like the only complaints I've had have been operator picks, and if that's what I'm really complaining about, like there's not anything bad going on. Like we are not seeing buildings being burned down, pools being flipped, nothing like catastrophic is happening quite yet.
Welcome to the
So-
Project Eris experience. I hope
Project
you're
Eris
enjoying your stay.
experience.
I hope
Uh,
you're enjoying your stay.
I would say I'm enjoying it. Like I wouldn't say it's a 10 out of 10, but you know it's a solid above average. It's in the above average of the bell curve at the moment. I'm enjoying the game that I'm watching right now. The only thing that's so far not enjoyable is the lack of the Saw LMG on Capital.
Attackers need to
I
locate
will
and
die
defuse as
on
many
this
bombs
hill.
as they can.
I will die on this hill, and you know I will die on it.
You are a very steadfast person in terms
My
of
really-
your opinions on
My
operators.
hard opinions on operators, specifically those with one eye and a
Attackers
saw.
location for the bomb.
But we are going to be going into the tertiary site of meeting and kitchen. The real question is, will we be seeing a hold coming out for attic? And double question, why is there still no Kaid on meeting hall and kitchen? Like, okay.
10 seconds
Like,
remaining.
they didn't even take the bandit this time.
Yeah. I mean, they have mute.
5 minutes left.
They have mute, I guess.
Place the gate online.
I heard it in your
that
voice.
actually might be. It could be better for dealing with Roteros, but that's not even the question. Cass has to be smart with those Twitch drones. If she can circumvent these mute jammers, then I would have the same question that you have. Where the hell is the Kaid?
Exactly. Like, it is. I don't know why it's only on. Like, they have it on basement because hatch. Right? But there's also a hatch on meeting. You can easily just chuck it in the corner of meeting and get 4
Well-
reinforced walls electrified.
Well, most people they leave that hatch unreinforced, or they'll even destroy it preemptively as a defense to give yourself that vertical angle, and then just hold on to adding.
Oh. New modern strategies for the modern woman. I see that. I have not seen that personally.
You have it?
No.
I think that's what they're going for.
It must be a new thing. I'm just a boomer in this Rainbow Six Siege community. I'm gonna be honest.
that's
I'm starting to become chief casts. I am seeing a murder hole coming out, and that's a very risky murder hole. Or as you were just saying, bold. It's a very bold murder hole to be making right now.
I love it though. I think that it's a very productive murder hole because it alleviates a lot of the pressure that comes with white. But no, Queen actually misses the rotation upwards, but Allie still has to deal with this door right in front of her, and it's a big obstacle. So that's for sure. Queen is able to just hold onto this murder hole position very effectively, right? Lock Tiger just waiting for the timing. Maybe she can find Queen being a little bit over aggressive, but no, she's playing a little bit smarter than that. But Wichita Wolves starting this pinch. She has to be very careful up there. Is Queen, otherwise she will find the wrong end of some of these bullets, that's for sure. She has Brittany for coverage as well, but Lock Tiger taking a little bit of damage from that buckshot, but not enough. Allie able to find the kill on the Queen, but Negro there finding Cass. Allie Princess falling as well, and again, Wichita Wolves, they're just falling stuck in their way as they're trying to deal with the upstairs pressure, but not finding a lot of success, and all of Sinister can just make their way onto the bottom of the site. They've done their job upstairs, now they just hold strong in their positions, wait for Wichita Wolves to go into these funnels and go on about their day. Marines want to make sure that it's going to be a little bit more difficult, but with Brittany pre-firing into the smoke, Lock Tiger falling, things becoming even worse for Wichita Wolves. Egro finds the
God.
double to close out the round as well.
Holy S word.
I mean,
like,
like, the
Aqua's
lineup
done.
was there, but it was great.
Like, you still, like, granted, you still pushed M1 and walked, but it still worked out really well. And honestly, that's
it
a
was
lot
great,
better than
yeah.
anything I could do. Like,
Listen,
That's still
that's the
just-
whole reason why people don't use the saw. That's why these girls are playing and we're stuck behind a casting desk because I have no mechanical skill.
well, that's why I use the saw, because I just have to hold M1 and people walk into me. It's just what works. And you know what? I don't remember that it works, but my brain does. My brain realizes LMG equal kill. So that means I am also a Maestro main on defense. Speaking of Maestro, we got 6 picked out of Maestro for a Kaid, which is the smart pick.
Yeah.
But the pick I will still berate you about. So
But it is a cave. Like you wanted
Yeah.
that.
I want. Oh
Attackers
no,
need to locate and
I'm
defuse
caught
as
at a
many bombs as they
crossroads.
can.
Maestro or Kaid.
Oh, no, yeah. Well, I mean,
The Kaid is
it's
the
all
smart pick.
it's all the versus it's all the if you're
Yeah.
solely looking at it from a gun standpoint. Something that I've seen actually throughout most of this game is the lack of information operators, which has been It's been interesting to say the least. Yeah, like you have the Malusi Banshees, but there isn't a lot of information coming from other side other than like the potential sound that comes in from breaking in a Runegate, or maybe just the very distinct sound that comes from a magnet charge catching something. But a lot of lack of information. It's been face checking from both of our teams here, and Sinister are finding the proper end to that. And the reason why is that defensively, you have the room to kind of get aggressive as you want, whereas on attack, right, you want to slow down because it's costly to lose members on both sides, really. But defense is a little bit easier to recover because you know, like, you have to defend this space, and it's going to be a lot harder for an attack to flush you out if you have your utility set up right. Wichita Wolves certainly struggling with that right now. Cass, not, you know, she's still 8-5, right? She's still having a good play day, but she hasn't been that sort of opener that I've been accustomed to seeing from Wichita Wolves. They've certainly been struggling with these openers as well as flushing people out of positions this entire game, really. So they need to change that here, otherwise Sinister Red is going to take this.
And a close game it is indeed, and especially with type holds such as of what Brittany has over in Freezer Stairs. She just has that really tight pixel peak and is just trying to find a kill, just trying to catch anyone out. She's getting droned out, which if she doesn't back off by now, surprises me. That is kind of something that you back off on. It's just, you're now called out. They're now going to pre-fire that on reflex. Doesn't matter if they saw an alibi there or not. Like, they're just going to go for it. So we are going to be seeing a push up onto Freezer Stairs. Carefully this time, Kaz is just trying to catch anyone out, maybe trying to catch a little bit of a beauty rotate. Drone goes out yet again. Kaz goes in for the kill, finds it against Brittany. That is the first kill that we need to get going. We see a lot of utility getting destroyed by Kaz as well, and the entry fragger is back where she belongs, entering and fragging. So we will be able to find the kills that we need as we are hitting our minute 50.
Attackers dropped to the diffuser.
Cass
Attackers have
just
recovered their diffuser.
saying, hey, I need to open things back up for the team, and it's the whole reason why she is an MVP candidate inside of Eris. But it's going to come down to the rest of Sinister to pick things back up and do that. Anything else? Lady Brutal finding two onto Lock Tiger and Alley. She might find the third. No, Bagel able to find that one, but Queen very intent on holding on for Sinister. This has been a match of 1v1s, and so far, Sinister certainly benefiting from that. And it's hard to win 1v1s up against Cass and Bagel, that is for sure. But Sinister, again, they hold the positional advantage. All they have to do is wait for Wichita to flash in and just try to take onto the site. And Cass met with two players sitting here. Bagel has to open things up to one of them, or she has to find this kill onto Eagle that's lurking down the main stairs. Otherwise, this is over for the Wolves, and with Bagel falling there, not a lot you can do in Cass's shoes. And Sinister Red, I kind of want to call this an upset because Wichita Wolves have been they've been on a winning streak, but winning streak over. Wichita or Sinister take this game 7-5.
Queen showing a lot of competency when it comes to that. And all I would like to say when it comes into reaction of that is exactly what the scout from Team Fortress 2 once said, "Oh, Conga, oh, hell yeah." Because I was seeing a lot of multiple just like interactions where it could have been multiple players against one. A great example is that final double kill that Queen just got. It could have been turned into a quick double push, but was turned into two 1v1s. I did see someone prone in Freezer, and that was slowing down Cass a little bit. But it seemed that she had almost gotten the kill right away. So if we only had the secondary player that was over by main stairs wait for a hot second until Cass was in a little bit more of a position, droned out a little bit more of Freezer, maybe pushed fully more into Freezer, and then pushed then, it would have been a little bit more advantageous for the team as a whole.
I mean, this game came down to like, it's kind of like the early stages of League of Legends where like you're inside of your lanes and you're trying to force these like, not necessarily one-on-ones, but you're trying to pressure onto the enemy team, and it's done solo, right? Like in most of League of Legends laning, it's just like it's you up against the other laner. Hopefully you can, pull that away from the other team. And just towards the end there, I think Wichita Wolves ran out of gas in the laning phase, and Sinister found those one-on-one wins, and Wichita not really able to pressure and build onto any of the frags that they were able to get. Once Sinister neutralized the opening kill game from Wichita, it really wasn't all that close, right? They weren't able to flush out anyone inside of the site. If you're talking about the Wichita Wolves, Sinister just sat there. and they were like prone. They were doing a bunch of different things inside of the site. They